Hello everybody, how are we all doing? It is Thursday the 7th of November 2013. How awesome was League of Assassins last night? Was it not the best? It was fabulously awesome. It was fantastic, oh my god. So, obviously last week's episode, huge reveal for some people. I think most people already guessed it, but yes, Black Canary is in fact Sarah Lance, the girl who we all thought was dead, the girl who Quentin Lance and Laurel Lance and Dinah all thought were dead. So she's back, she's alive. This episode does focus a bit on her past, so we do find out exactly what happened to her after the Queen's Gambit went, under. And she even met Professor Anthony Ivo, who does appear in this episode, only for a short, brief moment, but he's there. You know that Ivo exists, so that's one thing. In present day, Sarah is staying with Oliver at the mansion. Bit risky, well, not too risky since Moira's still in prison. Thea stays over at Roy's these days, so. And Diggle and Felicity are at their own place, as it were, and back at the cave. So it's one of those things where we're constantly asking ourselves, is Sarah gonna eventually come forward to both Quentin and Laurel? And speaking of Laurel, she's really, I honestly don't know what the writers are doing with her. What direction they're taking her in, because I'm still at two minds as to what is actually going on with her, because we all remember at the beginning of the season she was all up against getting the Hood and capturing him and this, that and the other, blaming him for Tommy's death when in fact he wasn't really to blame. Then she felt guilty for Tommy's death, started turning to drink, but yeah, Lord knows what's really going on with her. And the worst part was she was on the case for Oliver's mother, for the plea that was offered to her by the prosecutor. And obviously you've got Jean Lawrence still trying to appeal this death penalty that is being imposed on Moira. Even Oliver and Thea both can't handle the decision that she's made there. But the best bit was obviously the League of Assassins themselves. One character in particular, when he burst into the Queen Mansion, Oliver thought it was Malcolm Merlyn. He actually thought it was Malcolm Merlyn for a second. Tried to get some answers from this one particular character. Now, I couldn't really grasp what his name was, because whilst they were saying his name, it actually sounded like L-O-L. I was actually sitting there thinking, is his name actually LOL? But no, it is actually Al-Owal. So that's A-L-O-W-A-L. So that's the character's name, and he's after obviously Sarah. But at the same time, Sarah now realizes that because he's come after her, her dad and her sister are now in danger, and so she's got to make sure that they're okay. And I say that because she does something that we didn't expect, at least not this soon. I didn't expect it to happen this soon, to be perfectly honest. I was hoping for at least another couple of episodes till she actually did what she did. But then, as I say, we're getting the flashbacks as well of what happened to her. There was a slightly more extended version of when Oliver first sees Sarah a year later, after he thought that she was dead. And the quote that she uses is what was it? Something? Oh, was it prisoners? Oh, I've completely forgotten now. But I know that Stephen Amell actually tweeted it as well, because it was quite a strong quote that she had said. What was it? That's it. Prisoners don't speak. That was the quote. But then she also used another quote from Batman Begins. Be mindful of your surroundings. I was like, yeah, directly from Ra's al Ghul himself. And speaking of Ra's al Ghul, something was actually said in this episode that really shocked my ears to the core. I was like, he didn't say what I think he said, and I was like, oh my god. Basically, all I'm going to say is I don't think Raz is the only Al-Ghul that we will be seeing on Arrow. That's all I'm going to put there. What else have we got? So yeah, there was definitely a lot going on in this episode. Moira, I'm really starting to feel sorry for her. Poor woman. She knows that she's done something bad, and she has pretty much put herself at the centre of what has happened with the 503 people that were killed during the earthquake. You know, she aided and abetted Malcolm Merlyn. Since Malcolm Merlyn is dead, she's the one that's got to pay the price, and that's where the prosecutor's coming in with this plea, and Jean is trying to do her best to, you know, get Moira not to go with the plea. Oliver and Thea are doing the same thing. Felicity and Diggle as well, they're introduced to Sarah, and it was quite nice. Bless Felicity, she was all just her usual self, and it was awesome. But it was just so interesting seeing all of these things happening, and particularly, I mean, you've got to feel for Sarah. She wants to tell her family really badly that she's back, but it's not a case that she can't. It's how does she say it if she was going to. And yeah, it really let's just say that even Quentin comes face to face with his past in a sense as well, to the point of where he goes to see Laurel and just wants to see her and just says that, you know, trust me, it'll get better. And I thought, oh, bless his cotton socks. But that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. So as I say, awesome episode. Next week's episode is titled Keep Your Enemies Closer, and Amanda Waller is going to appear. I can't wait to see what this version of Amanda Waller is going to be like. Obviously Pam Grier, who played Amanda in Smallville, she was amazing. So it'll be interesting to see how this type of Amanda Waller works with the Arrow universe in some sense. So yeah, so that'll be next week's episode. Can't wait to see it. And we're not that far away from Barry Allen's debut as well. It's hotting up, people. Season 2, 5 episodes in. What the hell? It's too awesome. It's too awesome for words. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. See you all very soon. Bye.